Welcome to the channel. This is Not Just Isekai. I'm Ness. This is Ven. You gonna say anything?
Of course. Just so you know, there will be spoilers with pretty much any content that we push out. So you have been warned.
Yeah, more or less we'll try. Like if we do get into anime specific stuff, we'll jot it down and we'll put it in. We're only gonna talk about what's up to anime current, and then we'll make separate videos where we're gonna go farther ahead because we've gotten farther ahead in either light novel, mangas, or whatever such.
Yeah.
But in those cases, you've been warned and it's your own fault.
So true. Okay.
We'll be talking in this channel mostly about not just isekais, but animes in general, light novels, manhwas.
Yeah.
But biggest topic, isekai.
Isekai. Yeah. Because that's what we mostly interact about anyways.
That and also, you know, everybody wants to die and get hit by a truck coon every once in a while. Reincarnate and have better powers than this crappy planet.
It's a long-term wish.
Just like an isekai name.
Exactly. Who wouldn't want those kind of powers, right?
I think that should be our first rant. Why are isekai names so goddamn long these days?
Hey, if I could have got away with it, this channel name would have been like at least 10 words.
Yeah.
Because it would have definitely hit isekai, and anybody who noticed it would be like a definite anime fan.
Yeah.
Other than just people who just watch it periodically and pretend like they're anime fans.
Alright. Alright. Well, to start things off, we figured our first isekai / dive into would be one that we've read the isekai light novels for, but we have not watched the anime. We're going to get to watch the anime to do comparisons later, but overall, light novel first, without watching the anime that's come out because of it.
Yeah, because I think I watched maybe one episode of it just to see how much they screwed up the beginning, to find out how badly he didn't physically interact with the god.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the anime, the light novel that we're talking about is Loner Life in Another World, which is, that first book was a chore.
It was a chore to you. It was a chore to you. Look. It's just, he has a very big gripe with the main character. Because at this point, we have to admit, that main character, as the way he's described in the books, has like ADHD, ADD, whatever it is.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
But I believe
even the characters around him know that he ain't right.
Look, no, he has to have ADHD because he literally loses focus too easy.
There's no doubt about that. He's off in his own little world constantly. And even when he has money, he has no money.
Because he's in the eternal cycle of, when I get money, spend money. To get money again.
But the only good thing that he did for himself, max luck. Twice.
But that was on random occasion. Because he didn't know what it meant, so he just like...
Yeah, he thought it was a minus. He was going to ruin himself with double minus luck. Not realizing it was max. Which is the reason why he always finds mushrooms.
Alright, getting back to the story. In the first episode, this character, the main character, he basically, he knows about isekais, and when they get isekai, he sees the portal in his school, and he's like, fuck this, I don't want to do it.
He's the only character I've ever seen that ran away from the portal. He tried so hard.
He climbed up into the vents. He was just like, no, not me.
And that's the reason why the rest of his class was separate from him, because he got isekai separately because he was last. And the reason why he got the crappiest powers to choose from.
Yeah, because that was everything that was left over, and he basically bitched or complained. You can't get flagged on everything. He complained about that there's only like spare part abilities left, and the god was like, you know what? Here, take them all. Just shut up and leave me alone.
But the thing he was the most upset about was the fact that the god was an old man.
That became a very big point of contention for him. He's like, is he gonna send me to a world of just old men? I don't want to go to this world.
That's all he ever finds is a bunch of old men. And he talks about it constantly. It goes on and on and on.
Like, I don't know if the anime goes into detail about this, but his biggest worry while he reincarnates into this new world is not his survival. It's his sex appeal.
That's true. And he came across something that could help with that one time in the first book, and the girls would not let him buy it. And he's been hunting for it ever since.
He's been asking for it. He's like, look, please, when you see it again, let me know.
Well, the thing is that he has the most sex appeal out of everybody, because every girl wants him, but he doesn't notice it because, well, he's a typical isekai anime character.
It's typical anime protagonist.
Yes, exactly.
It's very frustrating. It can't say typical because he does sleep with one of the girls, which is the dungeon master.
Yeah, that comes into play on the second book.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know if the anime went that far, but I'm assuming it most likely did. But considering how thick these books are, I can't really imagine how they couldn't have just done one anime on one book.
Yeah, I would say they probably did it at most maybe 2 books. Like we discussed, we haven't really gotten into the anime itself. We're gonna get into that, and probably on our next rant we'll go over it and do the full comparison. This is just us ranting about the light novel itself without going into detail with the anime.
Which means I'll actually have to break down and actually watch it.
He does dub only. I'm okay with subs.
I watch subs when I have no other choice.
I prefer subs because it forces me to focus.
And we'll probably end up having a long discussion about that in the future, because I'm sure a lot of people will probably rant and rave about it, and we'll have to explain it, why I'm the way I am and the way he doesn't care.
Well, look. All right, back to the topic. But yeah, no. In the first book, his overall thing was one of his main skills was loner. That he was like, oh, he has a title of loner. He's like, I should be alone, and I could level that up, and that make me better. And he does. He even, because I think I saw the first and second episode where he created his cave and he started modeling everything, and it came out really nice. And then he started getting all the people, his classmates started to find him, and he was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, and the first ones that show up were, of course, the who he calls a nurse, which, of course, we do not really know the names of these characters, even though they do mention them up at times. It just doesn't come up enough for you to remember them, because basically you have the nerd gang and the class rep and class rep A, class rep B, class rep C.
Yeah, because the book does tell you their names, but because it's more focused on his POV a lot of times, except for like the occasional girls meetings where they actually use their actual
names. Yeah.
And then it just says, since it's his POV, it goes off of the nicknames that he's given them, which, since he never really bothers to remember anyone's name, he just gives them titles.
Yeah, no one's important enough for him to remember their name. Which means he was a loner before he even got Isekai. And probably the best thing that he has is his special bag.
Yeah.
Which is basically, a big inventory
system. The village inventory, which also question it, because the village guy's equipment, his starter equipment, all still have question marks. We don't know what the asterisks or the question marks signify. Like, what other special skills does he have? Skills.
Well, his skills change.
Yeah.
Because whenever he realizes what that skill really is, it's always way more powerful than it appeared when it first was given to him anyways.
Oh yeah, like pretty sure that's it's either going to be the main premise or at least the first 6 to 7 episode premise of the series, because that's the premise of the first book, which was his blockhead skill.
Which was very confusing when you first read it, because you thought it would just... You basically got the impression that the reason why he acts the way he is because he got a blockhead skill. And then you find out later that it's not what it is.
It's not what it is, but that's also because of the way he portrays it, because you learn that he's very pessimistic. And very much. He's very pessimistic, and when he's like, oh, I got the blockhead skill, this skill is making me stupid. And then you go to read the rest of the story after it, and you're like, no, you're just fucking stupid.
Which is the reason why, no matter how hard it was to read that book, man, it's great content to talk about. Because you can go on and on about this story forever.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about book 1 mostly.
Because what? He meets the nerds first.
He meets the nerds first, and then...
He helps them, gets them on their way.
And then sends them to a town, which, of course, they wanted to go to a town so they can meet girls.
And also the nerds were more adventure types. Like, they were...
They were prepared.
Yeah, they were what you consider your regular isekai protagonists, if they were to be.
Yeah.
Because they know about the dungeons and stuff like that, so they know how to go and prep.
Well, they were carrying around, like, prep items throughout their whole life in Japan.
At this point,
where they were carrying like flints and knives and all that kind of stuff, so they would have everything that they would need when they got isekai. They were like ready to go.
They were super prepared. They got poses and all this stuff. It was stupid. It was funny the way it was worded in the book. At one point, I was like, "Is this the Ginyu Force of this anime?"
So true. Ginyu Force. And then after that, he ends up meeting the how did he word it? The evil girls, or the queen bee and
Queen Bee. They're basically the
mean girls. Mean girls. Yeah.
They were the bullies of the female bullies, or the gyarus, the gals of the school.
Yeah, and then he ended up basically turning them into his servants.
Because he saved them and gave them food, and they were like, "We're eternally grateful. We'll forever follow you." And then it just popped up in his screen, and these girls are now under your servitude. And you're just like, okay.
And the only reason why this worked is because he sees them as monsters.
Yeah. Because he's like, oh, the mean girls are brutes. All they do is fight just like the goblins do. And that's how he started to associate them. He's like, no, they're like monsters.
Yeah. So then he was able to use servitude, which he should not have been able to do, but he did it on them. No,
I feel like you should... the way it's been worded, you can do servitude on humans. It's just...
It's how he perceives them.
It's because... It's not just how he perceives them, it's just the willingness. They have
whether or not they really want to be.
Yeah, and they were willing to be his servants because they wanted to be protected.
Yeah, but he ends up casting them out later on anyways.
Doesn't change anything. He doesn't know how to work half his skills anyways. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to end servitude. Remember, he had to learn what blockhead was.
That's true. But the thing that was interesting about that servitude, though, is the fact that every kill they make and every kill he makes, they all get experience off of it, which he needs.
Yeah.
Because his skills are so broken that he actually levels up slower than everyone else.
I wonder if it has to do because of one of his other skills that limits.
I think it has to do with the one where he can learn stuff quicker than what's the name of the darn skill? Makes me want to go grab the book just so I can find out what it was. Where he Master of None. Yeah. That's the one. Master of None. So the fact that that one's set up the way that it is, I'm pretty sure that's the one that's one of them that.
So that would make more sense because the Master of None skill would be. It helps him learn whatever he needs to learn It's not one of those he can't master it. It's just